Good evening, Wildcats, and welcome to the first edition of UATV Channel 3 Sports. I'm Brandon Mejia.
And I'm Claudette Pattison. This is our first show of the year, so thanks for tuning in. We've got a lot to cover tonight, so let's kick it off with your weekend action.
Well, what a wild weekend it was for sports. We'll start with our Wildcats as they continue to struggle to keep things together on the football field. U of A football has lost their two games, falling to UCLA 56-30 and Stanford Saturday night in a 55-17 loss. Gerard Randall got the start instead of Anu Solomon, who remains on the injury report from the concussion suffered against UCLA. As the regular baseball season comes to an end, the fight for October begins. This is how the AL playoff picture looks. Kansas City Royals, Toronto Blue Jays, and Texas Rangers have locked in their spots for the Fall Classic, as Houston and New York will play for the wild card tonight. The national field looks to be set with the Mets, St. Louis, and the Dodgers ready for action, while the Pirates face off against the Chicago Cubs for the NL wild card Wednesday night. With the New York Yankees' first playoff appearance since 2012, they'll enter it without their ace pitcher, CC Sabathia. Announced Monday that he'll be checking into alcohol rehab. The announcement shocked the organization, but the team is in full support of his recovery. Congrats to the University of Arizona women's golf, who became co-champions of the Windy City Classic today in Chicago, ending the final round 7 below. Big news in football as Joe Philbin was fired Monday. Head coach of the Miami Dolphins started the season 1-3 and was 24-28 in Miami since taking over in 2012. Now on to Claudette with a recap of Monday Night Football.
Well, last night the Detroit Lions took on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks won the game by 3 points. Both teams struggled on offense. Russell Wilson threw a 24-yard touchdown to Doug Baldwin in the second quarter. Yet this was the Seahawks' only touchdown of the game. Russell Wilson also had 2 fumbles, one which was the Lions were able to pick up for a run for a touchdown. Although the Seahawks offense was unable to put a lot of points on the board, Seattle's defense had some critical plays. They did an excellent job of putting pressure on Detroit's quarterback, Matthew Stafford, as the Lions were only able to put 3 points on the board in the first half. Some controversy surrounding Seattle's defense as well occurred in the fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes remaining. Cam Chancellor knocked the ball free from Calvin Johnson at the 1-yard line. The ball was hit out of the back of the end zone by KJ Wright for a touchback. Wright should have been called for an illegal bat, but no flags were thrown. If the penalty was issued, Detroit would have gotten the ball back and probably would have had another opportunity to score, but Seattle pulled out with a win with a final score of 13-10. And now they are 2-2 going into next week's game against Cincinnati.
Well, on to some Arizona athletic action as the U of A women's soccer season is underway. Our very own Claudette Pattison got an inside look at what the girls go through before a game.
Most athletes have pregame routines, and these Wildcats are no different. I talked to junior defensive specialist Hannah Stevens and junior midfielder Lauren Pimenta on their pregame superstitions and pregame habits.
This year I've been a little superstitious, and every single game I've straightened my hair and fishtailed my braid. I have Schaefer do it, so I won every game, so gonna keep doing it.
I tape my wrist. I tape these bracelets. I don't think I've taken them off for like 4 years.
But not all players have special routines like this. Sophomore midfielder Gabby Stolen believes in a more simple routine.
We all just sit in the locker room, we blast music, we just have fun in there and yeah, get ready. Nothing in particular.
Whether it be braiding your hair, taping your wrists, or listening to music, all of these individual pregame routines have contributed to the success seen this season. For UATV Channel 3 Sports, I'm Claudette Pattison.
What was it like being around the team and getting the feel for their atmosphere and whatnot?
Well, it's cool to get out there, get out to practice, see how they prepare mentally and physically before a game, and obviously it's working. They're 8-2 with 1 tie, so season's going pretty well.
Alrighty. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some more U of A volleyball when we come back.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UATV. Don't change the channel.
What are you guys doing?
Working.
Continue.
Now we've got another story on the Arizona Women's Club volleyball team. UATV sports reporter Brian Danziger went out to practice to get an inside look on how the team is planning for a successful season this year.
As the women's club volleyball team commences practice, Coach Welsh has a main goal for the team to be successful this year.
The main goal really is just to develop, to be successful in our season. The main goal is just a lot of effort, a lot of practice time, a lot of time from the players. I know they have full schedules, but for them to get in the gym and get practice in, and we'll be successful this season.
The UA Women's Club volleyball team is going to embark on another season. They have numerous amount of new players that are coming to the team, as well as 2 new coaches, but they do have veteran Kayla Darras, who has 3 years of experience.
Well, a lot of our new team that we formed is returners from our A team from last year and our B team from last year. So we're familiar with each other, but we've never actually played together. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to work with some of the girls that have been on the A team, and I think we'll gel just fine. I think so far through the practices we've had great chemistry, and it'll be great.
After winning the men's club volleyball championship last year, Coach Mata explains what it takes to be a winner.
The team we won a national championship with, we all bonded well. We all knew and accepted our roles on the team, and it was because of that we were able to succeed. Obviously, you need the talent, you need the coaching to be there, but to bring it all together and actually put together a national championship team, you have to be willing to play for each other and not just yourself.
The team looks to continue to gel during practice and strive for a championship once the season gets underway. From UATV, this is Brian Danziger, signing off.
Sports reporter Chris Delgado got a deeper look into the sport of equestrian at the University of Arizona as he got a feel for what it's like to go riding along.
The newly recognized club sport of equestrian has been turning heads lately as the average sports fan finds out what has these ladies saddling up.
We compete through a national organization called the IHSA, which is the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. And with that, we do Western and we do hunt seat. So in the Western, we do horsemanship and we do reining. And then in the hunt seat, we do equitation over fences and equitation on the flat. So that, to a layperson, that means that in the Western, you think cowboys and stuff. But what we do is more based on your appearance, and it's based on the horse. So you might ride on the rail in front of the judge. So you'll walk, trot, and canter on the rail, and then you'll do a pattern. And in a pattern, you might walk from cone A to B, and then you'll canter a circle to your right. And then for the hunt seat, we end up, there's actually like over fences classes. So a lot of people are familiar with like show jumping at the Olympics. It's like that, except equitation over fences, which means that the rider's position and how they're handling the horse is judged.
Equestrian, a sport that made its Olympic debut in 1900, most of its athletes, from focus to discipline, especially when there's an aspect of the sport that really stirs up the competition.
Looks like quite the natural out there, actually. He might have that in his future. Who knows?
Respect. Now, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this commercial break with more UATV Channel 3 Sports.
Welcome back. You're watching UATV Channel 3 Sports. Thanks for tuning in to our first show of the year. We're excited to continue the show with an inside scoop on the Arizona Ultimate Frisbee team. Sports reporter Arturo Robles went out to the Bear Down field to talk to some of the guys about the atmosphere in their upcoming season.
As the Ultimate Frisbee team opens the season, practicing every Tuesday and Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. on Bear Down Field, Captain John Pensanilla explains to us how the game of Ultimate Frisbee is played.
So I like to talk about the mix between basketball, football, and soccer. It's like soccer in a sense that it's constant running during the point. There's no really like stoppage of play. and until we score. And then it's like football because there's end zones, you're trying to score in the end zone, and then basketball as in there's like pivots and stuff, so once you catch the disc you got to stop, you got to pivot around like a basketball throw.
As Ultimate Frisbee tryouts open this season, not only are they looking for skilled players, but they're looking for motivated players in order to place higher in the Southwest Regionals.
The Ultimate Frisbee team finished a shocking 13th place last season and are looking for an even better result this year behind veterans like Alex Schoonmaker and Robert Gonzalez.
Personally, I think we're aiming for nationals. We want to finish top 2 in the region. We have a long way to go. The team has a history of finishing high, and last year was just kind of unacceptable. And so we got to really step up the intensity, definitely at practices, and bring a new level of maturity to the game.
Awesome. As practices have started and season steadily approaching, veteran Robert Gonzalez gives us an insight on what he has enjoyed best about being a part of this team.
The camaraderie. It's one of those things where my freshman year, I came out and just played. I never hung out with the guys. Ever since then, every single day, these guys are my buddies, these guys are my friends. I'm over at their places, they're over at mine. We hang out all the time. So it's become one of these whole thing where I got 80 plus friends who I see all the time now and have a really close relationship. Who they've got my back, I've got theirs. It's fantastic.
Having chemistry, working hard, and working like a team for a better year is what the formula is this season for the Ultimate Frisbee team. Signing out for UATV Channel 3, I'm Arturo Robles.
I think it's cool to see how many guys are out there. I had no idea that many guys are actually on the Ultimate Frisbee team.
Yeah, it's definitely making a name for itself on campus. Alrighty, well, before we wrap it up here in the studio, here's your Wildcat Weekly. Women's volleyball hits the road for a 4-game road series. They'll face number 6 Washington on Wednesday and then Washington State Friday. Following those games, they head to the Bay Area to take on USC and UCLA. U of A women's soccer will join them, taking on UCLA Friday, October 9th, and then USC on the 11th. And be sure to support U of A football as they welcome Oregon State for Family Weekend on Saturday. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m., where U of A will fight to end their 2-game losing streak. And that'll do it for UATV Channel 3 Sports. Thanks so much for tuning in, and remember to like us on our Facebook page and even check out our YouTube channel at UATV Channel 3.
And tune in again next week for more of your updates and recaps on your U of A sports. For UATV Channel 3 Sports, I'm Claudette Pattison.
And I'm Brandon Mejia. Good night, everyone.
That was rough.